Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Dayspring Discussions. I'm your host Sean McGahee. This is a show where we talk about movies, TV, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books. If you geek out about it, we're going to talk about it. You can listen to Dayspring Discussions on iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic, and Patreon. And while you're there, go ahead and like, rate, review, whatever you got to do. Then head on over to the Facebook group or Twitter account and join in the discussion. Don't forget dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com. If you have any questions, want to add your own 2 cents, head on over to the Gmail account. You can send me something. It is a cloudy Saturday morning here in Austin, Texas. And at this point, I am just praying that it does not thunderstorm tomorrow like it's supposed to, because it's my daughter's birthday party. We're doing a petting zoo outside allegedly, and if it thunderstorms like it said it's going to, gonna have to clear out the garage and make way for some animals, which is a huge pain in my ass. So please, Mother Nature, if you can hear me, give me a couple hours of sunshine at least, please. Okay, that was me begging to the gods. Just the one time I do every once in a while, just to pull things in my favor. I don't think they heard me, but it doesn't hurt to try, right? Okay, guys, well, I am not here to talk about the weather. I'm here to talk about Birds of Prey, otherwise known as Birds of Prey, and the fabulous, wait a minute, I'm going to get this right, the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn, guys. That's right, the newest DCEU film has arrived in theaters this weekend. I went and saw it on Thursday night, mainly because I'm that excited to see it, but because I don't have any other time this weekend to go see it. Can go see it last night. Tonight we're getting ready for the party. Tomorrow's the party and the Oscars. Yeah! So Thursday night, the preview night, was the time I had to go see it. So that's exactly what I did. Now, with Birds of Prey, it's kind of been a mixed bag for me, because I know going back many, many years, there have been a lot of things swirling about this type of film that Warner Brothers has wanted to do. They had, Gotham City Sirens, or a Harley and Joker film, both of which they were trying to get together. And then there were talks of Birds of Prey. Now, Birds of Prey, in my eyes, from the comic books, was Huntress, Black Canary, and Oracle, otherwise known as Batgirl, Barbara Gordon. And I was never a big fan of the comic. I don't think I've ever even read any Birds of Prey, but I like the team. I like kind of what they did. The girl power, I was all about that. Great. But then, of course, Warner Brothers comes out and says, oh yeah, Harley Quinn's going to be in this film. I immediately disliked that. Not because I am completely against the character of Harley Quinn. Old Harley Quinn, she's a character who was a psychologist in Arkham, got manipulated by the Joker, turned to a life of crime, and then, of course, is kind of his henchman, and he treats her like crap. That's not a character that anybody should like. That's not a relationship anybody should like. So anybody who, says, oh, I want to be like Joker and Harley, that's fucking stupid, and you need to go see a psychologist yourself, is what needs to happen. These last couple years, though, they've kind of been, retooling the character of Harley Quinn to where she's become more independent, more of a badass even, kind of breaking away from the Joker, even in the comics. With this one, the whole thing is about her breaking up with Joker and becoming her own person. There's the Harley Quinn animated series that's on DCU's streaming service, which I am loving the hell out of, to be honest. I didn't think I was going to like it. Checked it out, and I really enjoy it for what it is. I think it's really great. And there are a few things that this film is missing that the animated series does have. Overall, my thoughts about Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn. Boring. Okay. I sat down, I watched this film, and, I wasn't looking forward to it because I knew what was going to happen. It was going to be Harley Quinn centered, and the Birds of Prey were going to be a secondary story, if not at all. And that's pretty much what happened. I mean, Renee Montoya got a little bit of a screen time. Black Canary, not too bad. Huntress, barely even in the film, I think, really, till the third act. So I knew that was going to happen. I knew it was going to focus on Harley Quinn. Nothing happened in this film that I didn't believe was going to happen anyway. Nothing exciting happened. Nothing that surprised me. It was all just standard paint by the numbers, stuff like that. So it wasn't as exciting. I mean, there weren't any really good jokes. I think I laughed more last night sitting down watching the Harley Quinn animated series and the 22 minutes of that versus 2 hours of Birds of Prey. Nothing I latched onto, nothing I thought was great, except for Ewan McGregor. Ewan McGregor as Black Mask was probably the biggest highlight of the film for me. He was a little zany, a little over the top, but I think that's kind of what the whole film was the characters were supposed to be a little over the top. But man, he pulled it off great, and I really enjoyed his performance in this. Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, you know what? She did a fine job. She played Harley Quinn, and that's perfectly fine. But it's the structure of the story that just kind of, didn't allow her to shine as an actress in any way. And that's kind of what I feel about it. The real positive, I think, in this film would be the choreography or the fight sequences. There's one fight sequence in police station that Harley's kicking ass, and it's really cool. And then the final fight sequence where they're all together taking out Black Mask guys. That was a really cool sequence as well. So those were really cool fight sequences. Maybe I enjoyed the last one a little too much because Harley Quinn's on roller skates and I'm a big rollerblader. Anyway, I thought that was really cool how they did that. Completely unbelievable, though. There's a couple times where Harley got thrown around and slams into the back of a truck and she kind of gets up and I'm like, nope. She'd be having so many broken bones and would just stay down. So a little unbelievable, but you know what? That's movies for you. As far as the rest of the cast, they all did a pretty decent job. Rosie Perez as Renee Montoya, she played the typical cop, no problem there. Journey Smollett Bell, Black Canary, not the Canary that I'm really used to. Little different, but I like her as an actress, Friday Night Lights alumni, so gotta support her. And, Mary Elizabeth Winstead as the Huntress. These were all fine jobs. The problem was, again, the focus was on Harley. None of them really had a chance to stand out, really. I mean, maybe Rosie Perez at the most, but the other ones were just kind of dull. I mean, this whole film, I guess, aside from a couple fight sequences and Ewan McGregor's performance as Black Mask, I find the film rather dull. It was like the studio really wanted to play it as safe as possible, which I can understand given the fact that, previous films like Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, these were films that were very different from what was out at the time, aka Marvel Studio films, and they took a chance with Zack Snyder, and it didn't pay off. So again, they're going back to more safer films, more safer formulas like Shazam and Aquaman and this Birds of Prey, trying to see what sells. And because, I didn't find anything special about this film, I was surprised when earlier reviews were coming out and calling it fantastic. Oh, it was great. It was awesome. It's what a lot of people on Twitter were talking about. And I just don't see it. So as of right now, Sunday morning, the cinema score is a B+, and the critic rating on Rotten Tomatoes is 82. If I were to give this movie a rating, it'd probably be C-, maybe in the low 70s, high 60 percentile. It wasn't a bad movie. That's the thing. It wasn't a bad movie. It was just there was nothing special about it. There was nothing that stood out and said, yeah, that's great. That's a reason to watch the film again. Now, probably my biggest issue with the film, and this might be leading to spoiler territory, but I don't think it's really spoiler-esque, but the whole thing takes place in Gotham City. And basically you have this big old fight between a major crime boss and Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey. Where the hell's Batman? Batman is mentioned, I think, once in the whole film. Never shows up. Joker, you see the back of Joker's head at one point in a sequence, but you don't see Jared Leto or anybody else. It's Gotham City. It's a major crime boss causing trouble. Things are amiss. You'd think the Dark Knight would be somewhere in this, or maybe even Nightwing or Robin, for God's sake. Somebody, somewhere, get involved. But they don't. So, one of the reasons could be this is, Birds of Prey, and while they were making this film, there was a big old transition between Ben Affleck and Robert Pattinson Batman, so maybe they didn't want to do anything like that. I mean, Ben Affleck did show up briefly in Suicide Squad, I can see why they would leave him out, but story-wise, the fact that all this is taking place in Gotham and causing a big ruckus in Gotham, no Batman, no Jim Gordon even either, no commissioner at all. Axis Chemicals or Ace Chemicals, whatever it's called, gets blown sky high, and there's no Commissioner Gordon or Batman come to investigate. I find that rather lackluster, in warrants of better terms. And again, that's just the word I would use to describe this film. Not that everybody did not do a fine job. They did. They played their characters how they were supposed to. It was just, I think, a mixture of the dialogue with the story. Again, they played it very safe. There was nothing surprising about anything. Nothing really stood out in my eyes except for a couple of fight sequences. I can see them going on and maybe doing something a little better, of course, with the characters. At the end, they did tease kind of the formation of the official Birds of Prey. I was disappointed, though, at the very end, just to see a little tease, perhaps even, when the Birds of Prey are actually formed and they're fighting. If one of them, just one of them, would, touch their ear and be like, Oracle, we got this, or Oracle, job done, or, something like that, just to give us little fanboys a little tease of actual Birds of Prey, I think would have been cool. But yeah, Birds of Prey, I saw it, and I don't see a reason to ever see this film again, to be honest. I don't know where Warner Brothers is going to go from here, depending on, of course, what their plan is for Harley Quinn going forward. Harley Quinn is a very popular character and only getting more popular, I think. And this film definitely has the whole girl power movement. Give it credit for the fact that there's a lot of times in this film where you do have a male character that is trying to take advantage of a female character, and one of our heroes swoops in and saves the day or stops the person from doing it, or it's the guy that's trying to do it to the hero, and the hero kicks their ass, so to speak. So there's definitely that girl power element to it, which I am totally behind. But again, it came down to story wasn't anything special, characters weren't anything special. It was a paint by the numbers movie that it didn't have any pop to it in my eyes. All right, guys, if you did see Birds of Prey, fire back and let me know what you think on the social media groups, Facebook group, Twitter account, and of course, DayspringDiscussions@gmail.com. You can find me personally, SlimDayspring12 on Twitter and Instagram. Guys, don't forget, tomorrow night is the Oscars. Looking forward to it. I love the Oscars. I did my Oscar review, posted that up yesterday, so you can go online and check that out, see who I want to win and who I feel is going to win. And of course, you can fire back on the social media groups, Gmail account, all that stuff. Let me know what you think, guys. That's it. All right, guys. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. Again, please pray for a little bit of sunshine or at least a little less rain tomorrow for me, because otherwise it's going to be a hell of a day. But that's it. Go out, enjoy your weekend, enjoy your lives. And until next time, may the force be with us all.